I joined in, I think it was December 1970, and I retired in 2006, so it was 36 years. I must say I'm quite pleased because in Mauritius, right from the start, importance was given to subjects like sociology. It was more of a family at the beginning, and we had really very close relationship with the students and the other members of staff. It was really a community. It was going to a house, actually. The university was not in Réduit at that time. It was called the School of Administration. It was located in Malartic Street in Rosehill. And it was a big colonial house, and really nice house. And it was a really small staff of about, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Economics, I think, had been going on for some time. And then short courses for secretaries and for librarians, and we didn't have degree courses then. We were all very close together, and I remember Professor Lamusse and Elspeth Honoré, and quite a few people I knew are no longer around. I remember my ex-colleague, who was really quite a fantastic person, Gaëtan Raynal, and he died unfortunately very young. He died at the university, in fact, and that was one of the very sad days we had there. But he was really an academic, and he talked, and he was also involved in politics at one point. There were great fights there, and I used to enjoy that a lot because it was really people thinking and arguing and debating. And then of course we all went and had a cup of tea afterwards, and it was okay. It was just very small groups of people that we were teaching, and many of them were civil servants. Of course, I can just talk about a few people who are now very well known, like Binod Bacha and Cassam Uteem, and quite a few of the top civil servants who are in fact following public administration courses. The university has produced quite a few people who moved into very interesting directions like Armoogum, Parsooramen. It was only when we came to Réduit that we started having school leavers, because before that it was just in-service training. It's not such a big deal because it's more, you're appointed on number of years of service that you've had. So the senior most person on the staff becomes dean. I must say I had no difficulty at all. I never felt that my men colleagues were in any way creating problems for me. On the contrary, that didn't come in at all. Because it was probably such a small group of people and we had known each other for such a long time. We tried to organize more get-together activities with the rest of the staff, and I really was very keen on having all the staff included, even the tea lady downstairs. And I think that brought us all together. We became very close. When we started doing degrees, then of course the appellation social studies came in. And now social sciences, which makes it a little bit more academic, I suppose. When I decided to become a candidate in 1976, and the rules of the university were silent about this. They didn't say you were not allowed or you were allowed. So because there was no regulation written, we were asked to resign. And we were actually fired, I think. And it was Professor Kasnali, myself, Raj Viraswamy, and Professor Limpat, who's no longer here. Then I must say I was quite impressed by the attitude of the old Dr. Raynal when he was Prime Minister, because they formed government after 1976 and I was elected as a member. And a few weeks after we had been asked to leave, a visitors committee was set up. There was provision for this in the university constitution. And then the committee decided that since there was the rules, regulations were silent, they couldn't fire us. I think people should be allowed to. There's so few people who want to get into politics that if you do find a few good people from the university or any other, I think even civil servants should be allowed to take leave without pay or something for a certain number of years. People should be free to engage in politics, as long as it doesn't interfere with their work at the university. It's a hard job. I think it's becoming harder and harder now, especially with younger people now. I mean, I saw the difference myself from the beginning, from when I was a lecturer in sociology to when I retired. There was a big difference in the attitude of students. And like I said, it was more of a family at the beginning. And we had really very close relationship with the students and the other members of staff. It was really a community. After the year 2000, I felt that this has started to change. The number of students had increased considerably, and it had become more of a kind of graduate producing institution rather than a place where people used to discuss issues. I just hope that you'll be able to produce more youngsters who are going to be more committed to maybe entering politics, why not, or creating groups of people fighting for over an issue, environment and so on, or social issues, poverty. In all countries of the world, the university is a sort of pépinière for politicians and for people who want to engage in social activities or to change the world.